Don't be a cat. I feel a low boy who handle just a
Ago GaDangme. Ago GaDangme. Indasi bimbawo.
Ago GaDangme. Cha no manyaba. Ofeje wogbe komi. Cha no manyaba. Be GaDangme. Ye radon ake no for ni kechene akenye ba wo hia wu na mi. Nyeba bo wotwe. Was an few no yo eke hani esheji fen de cha no manyaba.
Yo, ada feature loy. Nye you adon ake nu wa chenye ne nyeba. Ni money you ne ingbeji wolumo boni numo noi ose kan kwenuku. Osu nadu ke plote wulom. Wache ni twashin hawo leji ni no to ma tu ni ji pa o. Osu ashinte blohun ja seche ke osu acting osu mankralu. Lebi ane leji moni twashin hawo. Wache hunita inbiakuno leji osu shipidudo. Niji asafwe ejwe ni yo osu efen ameshipifu efen amecheni. Yo achole shipidudo. Jase che wekunu pa hun chanu. Papa le ni we ye tomobo ni wo ni tani ne julon gbe hun e. Leji ni note opimbo agbo. Kutoba bi manche. Ni atole. Yo mwene chenu wa chenye biye tafra che gbenoni ake osu shipoji chon ke GaDangme fe no efe wo ahunto no ha wo chenye koni wakawie mo afọman jira no koni noni ya no ke onupa e abo woto ye na meche wo shitram ni wakama asusu ni biahe wo be si anukwale pe dinoni wo yo ni ko yue koni amralo ko nupa e ni shipoji asanjin kwa meye ko e na mebo woto ye no akane noni wongma ni watawo ni woke ha amralo elu amralo abutu ha wo ba akane ye blofo emi koni amebo woto ye. Demanding transparency and inclusion, the future of Osu and the entire GaDangme lands and all Allodia owners. Respected members of the press, distinguished invited guests and people of Osu, I am before you today as the Nadu Kloteromo, owner and ruler of Osu, as it has been from time immemorial when this our beloved land was given to my ancestors, to address issues of great importance regarding the land and socio-economic development of our ancestral home and us as a people. The reference is Religion and Medicine of the Ga People, page 64 by M.J. Fields. Osu holds a special place in Ghana's history and culture. As one of the prime places in the Greater Accra region and the capital of Ghana respectively, Osu land had taken credence given its geographical position, and it has been the seat of government for several decades. It can therefore not be disregarded and treated as if we appeared here by thaumaturgy. Osu migrated here from Shai Osudoku, met the Gbobuwulomo of Nungwa, and the king of Accra, Numbo Lakute Adua Ushinaye Ulomo. By explicit consent, agreements and permissions from these two great landlords, Osu was given its present site from the Atlantic Ocean to the Ajangoto Hills and beyond. In accordance with land and tenure laws, rules and laws which prevailed from pre-colonial Gold Coast era to this day of our Fourth Republic, our land nurture our people's lives and livelihoods. Therefore, it deeply concerns me when our rightful role as Allodia owners and custodians of these lands are disregarded. In recent times, we have witnessed various projects and developments on Osu lands, including road expansions, housing estates, and commercial facilities. However, in many cases, if not all, the relevant authorities have sidelined the Allodia owners in the planning and negotiations regarding these lands. We were not consulted nor given a seat at the table. Even our existence was not considered. The lands we are talking about are the European residential area, the Osumache layout, the Ringway estates, the Rangoon estates, the Roman Ridge lands, part of cantonments, airport residential area, airport military land from 37 Trotro station to the airport city, Legon lands, Achimota Forest, the Marine Drive project lands. As the legally recognized custodians of these lands, it is our right and responsibility to actively be involved in shaping their future. We seek transparency regarding all dealings and transactions on our lands. It is unacceptable that agreements are made, funds change hands without informing us. We demand accountability. Our participation does not obstruct development. On the contrary, it ensures equitable development, unfolds sustainability and responsibility, balancing economic progress and sociocultural continuity. We have records of some companies whose names appear as constant purchasers of lands that are marked as government lands. As if they act as statutory government agents, all our lands are being sold to them. We have seen the underlying pattern of funneling our properties and resources through them. We have lands given unlawfully to entities who then profit immensely while our communities remain underserved. This must change, or we shall change it. Development must benefit all. Let me zoom into very specific instances. Along the main roads in Osu, illegal garages and shops have cropped up, yet depriving us of revenue. Some significant percentage of which is rightfully ours. When we have tried to address this, the MCs claim the land is needed for road expansions, but only provides temporary permits while commercial entities profit long term. Secondly, on lands given to the president in trust, it is opaque if the president can personally own lands held in trust, as in Executive Instrument 108. When original owners of such lands attempt to give out such lands for the development of the socioeconomic lives of their communities, it becomes contentious. This, permit me to say, does not happen only in Osu, but sadly all over GaDangme lands. We question the purpose and true meanings and status of these trusts. Trust seems to be used to exclude landowners. Is this political coerciveness? The government must be more transparent regarding trust over Osu and, for that matter, all GaDangme lands. Osu has a judgment of this matter over this matter of trust in suit number BMISC 389/2007 before His Lordship, the late Honorable Justice Anthony K. Abada, on the 25th day of October 2007. If the purpose of the land held in trust changes, the government must consult the original owners before proceeding with new developments. But the government disregards the interests of the original owners and variates the purpose of the land unilaterally. Trust should not be mechanisms to dispossess communities of their ancestral lands. The colonial era agreements, laws which demarcated large portions of land in Osu and named it European residential area, which is Osu Mache layout, clearly did not preclude the original owner from any dealings of the land. So one may ask, what are the intentions of our Ghanaian governments and the lawmakers in parliament towards the people of Osu and in a broader scope, GaDangme? These lands, the Osu Mache layout, were improperly given to the Gold Coast Housing Corporation. After independence, it's translated into into State Housing Company, breaching the agreement registered as number 504, promising annual payments which judiciously should be paid to Osu Stew, but wrongfully went to the government in power. How do we consider this? If not disdain, then we can rightfully say it is daylight robbery of our resources for our socio-economic development. Lands from Police Hospital to Rich Hospital were taken to build Rangoon Estate without consent or compensation to anyone. Meanwhile, several judgments under Executive Instrument 108, which do not affect encumbered land, were ignored by the government. So on what legal basis were these lands leased to entities like the State Housing Company and other private companies? Is it just a show of executive power? Let the powers that be come out to speak with us. In short, the government continues to break laws and agreements made by colonial authorities with Osu and GaDangme traditional leaders to our bewilderment in this democratic dispensation. We seek openness and accountability regarding transactions on lands given in trust or leased illegally. Let us resolve these issues to forge ahead justly as one people belonging to one nation. On Legon lands, in the colonial era, lands to the west of the Dodua Road, which belonged to Osu, was taken for the University College. The precursor of Legon, it is clear Legon appropriated more lands than originally allocated. There are accounts of encroachment onto additional portions of Osu lands without consent or even notification to our traditional council. The Tobuasi family of La, who owned land to the east of Legon, were to be paid annual compensation of £70 yearly under colonial agreements. Tragically, these payments were never honored after independence. Osu also suffers the same fate. Osu has been thought to be a dead or non-existent community in this matter. We do not know of any amendment to the contract that promulgated autocracy or dictatorial authority by the democratically elected president of Ghana. Osu has been ignored, disregarded, and is faced with existential threats because of our lands. We know our rights and benefits. It is painful to see our youth go through the university, sited on our soil, paying very exorbitant hostel fees to private housing companies who have been given our land by the university authorities for commercial purposes, under the pretext of educational housing expansions. These are hostels built on our lands. While we acknowledge the need for expansion to promote education, we are concerned about exorbitant rental fees and opaque agreements between the hostel owners and Legon. Furthermore, Legon's agreement with Toyota Ghana Limited to acquire more of Osu lands with the pretext of educational expansion, same as the site for the proposed new school of law near the Toyota facility. This requires scrutiny and dialogue with the custodians of Osu lands. I implore the Legon authorities to promptly meet with us, the Osu traditional leaders, to address these lingering injustices. We can resolve issues amicably through open dialogue and form mutual beneficial partnership for education's advancement. We shall seek court arbitration if our grievances continue to be ignored. The time is ripe to rectify past wrongs. On Achimota lands, the Achimota College, which was called Cambridge College as it was then known, acquired about 770 acres of Osu lands for purposes of setting up a school. Only 447 acres were used, leaving 323 acres. Osu was in court and got 172.26 acres from the judgment towards the socio-economic development of its people. This matter traveled to the Supreme Court, and the matter was ruled in favor of Osu. Like the proverbial Kwekwanansi stories, various documents and adverse claims started popping out from people and families who claimed to be clients of Nana Akufo-Addo's law firm. Then again, the Minister of Land and Mineral Resources came out with a statement on the Achimota Forest, which forms part of Osu lands, purported to be government land taken over with the power of legislation. This is again a show of power. Regarding lands near 37 Military Hospital, the Trotro Station, and the military base ordinance towards airport ordained for the second phase of the airport city development, we were excluded from government plans to unilaterally allocate these ancestral lands, which were acquired for military facilities, to Unique Development Company Limited, which we have evidence of those documents. Similar opacity surrounds the airport city lands, which were sold off market price for $89 million to foreign entities like Heaven Builders of Nigeria. This was far below the $139 million that was originally costed for the land. The Osu stool was not consulted or engaged in this transaction involving ancestral lands under our custodianship. We demand full transparency regarding any dealings in our lands. We must be informed, consulted, and given a seat at the table to review proposals and contracts. Any agreements made without engaging the rightful custodians shall be contested and considered null and void. We are ready to contribute insights for ethical, sustainable development, but we will ferociously guard our people's interests against duplicitous dispossessions. While supporting development, we insist on engagement as rightful custodians. Osu seeks active, equitable participation in shaping all projects on lands tied to our heritage, to uphold accountability to benefit our people. Regarding the Marine Drive project, we were initially engaged when Togbe Afede, the 21st, and Dr. Sohn approached us with plans. However, the original proposal encroached heavily on the Osu coastline and our ancient quarter of Aneho. Though revised after consultations, since the sword-cutting ceremony, we have been excluded entirely, despite this project occupying large swaths of ancestral coastal lands. I say with authority that I was substituted on the demise of the Osumanche. The court documents is with us, and in due time, we shall demand to know what is going on. Backroom dealings and funds are reportedly changing hands involving private entities without transparency or accountability to us as custodians. As Allodia owners of the soil, we insist on being fully informed and involved in all the marine drive project decisions implicating Osu lands. We are ready to contribute ideas and solutions, but will not countenance opaque transactions that enrich some few people in power. Our suburban lands, which the Land Commission assumed to be acquired government property, have already been struck out by the court, such as the Executive Instrument 108. Yet the government keeps turning a blind eye to this and continue to deprive us of our rights and benefits. We want to know the following from the Lands Commission Department of Ghana. Do they have an office where we can engage with them directly? We believe all we are asking for is transparency and what our benefits are and nothing more. What sort of partnership are they envisioning with the original landowners? If there is going to be complete loss of our lands with no compensation or even knowledge of who took it, we say that is totally unacceptable. The Land Commission seems to have turned into land sellers in this. Who knows who era? Surveyors are becoming landowners, while original owners are lost in the dark. We are ready to collaborate with government businesses and all other partners for Osu and GaDangme development. But we insist on an equitable role, one where our voices are heard, our ownership respected, and our people's interests protected. This will allow us to harmonize visions and co-create solutions serving all stakeholders. We look forward to a future where lands are judicially utilized, cultural heritage are preserved, and residents prosper through new opportunities. I urge all concerned parties to heed our call. Let us come together, share information, bridge gaps, right all wrongs, and plan Osu and the GaDangme future inclusively, as one people with a shared destiny. We remain committed to constructive engagement. The time for opacity ends today, and I repeat, the time for opacity ends today. A new era of openness begins. I thank you all for your time and attention. Long live Osu, long live GaDangme, long live Ghana. Noni keke nu wata nu ke amralo enu wo wi le blofo kakada peji. Ganshipon gama noni. Osu shupon hu osu ma noni. Ni blema mi blofo ke wo fi woji. Ni wo shipon jin angme wo gbe akeshi wo di enche ke mo ko ntawo eku e wo majin acheme afi woji ahamu. Koni noni sake eya amralo ede eya mede noni sake ebasen ehun abasen. Shi se pe ne noni wona ebele nakan. Efi ake hiwale ni amralo hie ike npo woga ke ncho wo kono ke ike ba shipon gbe shi ke ncho wo kono ke mo okwe. No efi ake wo shipon jin ahun shipon jin ni wole meni hu hio. Shi company say come, especially company could naturally unique resources development. Washikwa jinfe ni wole ake kafrache e amlalu edi ni wachola ke it is in trust for the government in the president's hands ni president nkwano hawo no wole ake ene ke president kwekwe wo ntafa che dwetri ni yo mi wo no wo ni ba hye wo no no ne ka unique resources development bi ne na han government lands ni tafa che je government lands per se she poji ni wo de che wo ke ha government ake kwano hawo ake fe ha me if you are no ba chon unique development if you are no ba chon unique development ke ocho ni na Jubilee House ma se na Afrikiko ma se shipoji ni juleje mefe aklo ni olegbe no ni chon na akeko Roman Ridge Court eje me amamo atwi ni Roman Ridge ameke tafrache government land mi nene mi tabia ni nke nwa bi nyuma shinchichi ake je government land ni eja ke na diversity alo ni na no ni JJ Rollins wacha JJ Rollins iko na kambe ami na ha ni bi wotehe woke amralo awie ni agmehe ni wo hia he woji no moko ba wo aklo wo chonbo no kaji agme na kan shikpo he JJ Rollins yi no ton ni ji wo interior minister ni ji okanja adamafio le sign na kan wo lo no kaji assign na agme wo shikpo ji aya o mi ne wo lolo meko me New York lands commission klo ne ke shikpo ji ne na meko akeshi government land ba meke ha me ni me na ke ha hu eje amralo ake ha je tafrache institutions lo kui ko me ni amenchu amralo ni shi kui na medenche amenchu ameni ni je ga me hu jo su me hu na me feel ame form companies na for me pre sisaji agbe ni court registrar general den jo na me yeje me ni akeshipon ji ha me ko shi Roman Ridge no ba airport residential area shipoji efe gaja na amamotwi ale me ni ke ha me na ake government land government ni na ke shipoji na efe they were given to the president in trust no mini hewo kaji ake na ha shipo ba ha ani na no cheme na ke no cheme ba wie aka onye shipo ni ka bi ni ke ha wa ke wo kwe no wo ke ha tete shibedu wo ba na no amamo nwantu ke ni bi ni wo ye mei ye mami ni tafrache ka men ya hospital bu deje shika na me ka hospital ke wa ha me wo ya unsan ye mami ni ame school ya ijira ni ame school fees wa menya ame ya school ko domo wo gbe na he ni gbe kan bi ele bi na ya school me ko ma shoe na me wo snow boots ni no ni ka snow ba ya brochi na wo no ame wo mi ne he won eja ka tafrache aklo wo dwetiri ye ke ba bejo shipon mi aklo wo dwetiri no wo ne ko no ba wa wo bi no ba wa wo na bi tafrache health insurance ne ku kaji lelen akashi wo dwetiri ni ji wo shipo je agme hia ha wo health insurance ku san wo nye wo fe wo ha ne ko kran fo ile chapro wo shipo je wo shika wo ne ko wo mo nya fo ile wo trash ni tafrache shipo je kaja jangote kaja insurance na hu ka gbe ajangote wo no ni obere kaja obere su ka gbe ni ne la tokwen no fe wo no ni twin kwen ni twin ni ko hu wole nukuloko aha wo nuko no ha wo hie edogmene no wo wi je wo super ji me ni na hesande na egba wo na sisane akaye wo GaDangme bi fe me ne sha wo fi me tomo wo ton no kaji wo ka oni ha no kwemu trust akwe no kwemu wa ko shipon ko akewo bon be akewo bon enum ye golf house jemegbe akewo bon enum no o kesani ete court wo ye sani a hu no ye sani ye justice abadahin wo ye be ake trust echon ake shipon no ni ike kwemu no ka wo ko ku sani o ke wo ake o ko ku wo shipon jin a court wo gbejegba a fe echon mo car garages ni car garage se a hishka aha MCE se hishka mekenwo ni ne assembly emi no shika na mekenwo assembly emi shipon ta flash e wo no ni temi gbefan no ni ameken ha wo osu akeshi enene heni jo osu hu temi no na ameken ha shipon ji acheme no nye ba klo wo shipon ni kaji wo sume ni ji no cheme hu de nche wo te ku komo na bu wo twa akenye ke fun achi no mini nye ko wo ba gbene nye hwe wo shipon no nu wa hin sho no na hanji no na aka wo akewa ke shipon jeje wo no ni no wo shipon de nche nu wo yo no beta frache aketo wa ba nu wo tra no ke bi sha ba he wo de energy wo hin do wo sumo nu wo ba wi le gidigidi nu wo ba wi ke be shi wonta wo ke amra lo akeshi wole wolong ni wole no ni ya no fe ni wo sumo ni ye okron na he bia ne wo sitra mu ni wo gie ta frache sisa ji ahingbe na me wo chon no wonta wo na mechi a mebenke wo koni no ni ji anu kwale fe abakashi neke marine drive project ne Dr. Soul ekeba wo hin nekeba plan nekeba wo na keshi eko anoho akutu efe ni wole he ni wonye meke wo biye wo ba lo ame wa hwe wo kele wie na sa afi achake plan e money tutu ni fe ni ji cartographer ni fe plan eje shan na chola akute ni wo wole fe na gbe ni afe ni ehun agbe na wo manche ni ji ni okwe kinka do wo na le ete ne ya agbele nuchumona na agbechina no se wonu no kodon shi wole ake shipon ne acho individual kode le hu echake ni ne hamoko wole fe no hia wo jin fe no wo sumo no ba cho meko me ni wo ba gbe meko bo ba pa meko ma he mama no wonta no wo ke amra lo akeshi no fia no ni yo na ka marine drive project here ha wona wole ke wona wole me give money in substitute okwe kinka ye court no esane okoba ya court no ba cho ahun ka je court e ka shi supreme court ka shi be ni wo ba na no kwale no won pa me fai jebe lo ejiwo mi sa matimi ko jebe lo ejiwo shi woni ni laje no jino ni wota wo no wo jino no ji wie mo kakada ni mene wo ba wie je lo pe Achimota Forest kaji wokwe Justice Griffiths woji ami osu ji meni kes na han shipon kagbe le gon fe ndeke ha shi mene meko mejega ni ahia woji ni ake IT personnel se attache na falsify woji wona fe wo hia fe blema woji wo hia woji ni bu ahia ni ji osu land maps ke ta frache legon maps ke ni fe no me bu ahia baba wo no je na ta frache mi wi keke wole no wo yo wo fi wo research ojugba da ni wo ba trash ni wo yo no Achimota Forest kaja meke government land ameha wona wole ni se ne ameka amefi executive instrument ni akenko Achimota Forest what a court omo ka shi Supreme Court ni wo ye be akeshi Achimota Forest wo no ni no kaji amra lo ebu mla be wo bi ehun te wo ba fi ten ani wo ba che mla wo fun ni wo ke wo he wale afi no ni wo sumolo ni wo sumo mla e wo te court ni wo ye be nka shi Supreme Court no won pa amra lo e fa Achimota Forest ameka ka fi amra lo sande na me fi ake agbeni wa heleshi na han company say ni amechon ame agency aba flo aha me na me ho wo pelen kokokokoko no e ba chon la sande wo pelen je nu ba wo pelen mi nka ke wo pelen kokoko legon won ta wo ke legon ake ta flache wo cheme ni ke legon shipon ha me ameshi amese ojogba no wo le heni wo husu na ya gbe o heni amenyie bia ne na nye he ko me ni ba na ake Gokos University College be ko research ake 1894 he ko me ake 1894 Gokos University College wole woni meke wona ma husu na ojogba no he ni ametiki na amenyie wole ake ametiki wo shipon no kamra lo efe woloko neke ha me amehan wona wole wonsumake woka matashi kena kuchu pe beba no wonsumake wo trash ni neke saji ne wo kwe femi ni ko na fe na ko ni to enjola aba chimo kaji wona na heni tafrache wokabaya ni ji court ni wo ba na wo baya eja ke osuma bi ye legon ni tafrache amem pay school fees heni ameba wo hunwe tafrache hostels be no amamo hostel se na amamo legon malo lo ameka individual companies ni private companies na amema miniji agreement ni yo mi eja ke tafra che kenken patashi ha bu ni oko report ku club ba majo ba bi migbe no miniji agreement ni ameka mefi dani amemamo hostel se ni ke wo bi ete semester ahe over 200 million tenoni osu na emi individual ka chukome na he mokome mejo enwo chukome mini mokome pay 200 million no na kan chubibio tomo 13 by 13 feet na ma ni gbege bi eju eyo mi be 800 million per semester nyoje nyoke fa pepepe 200 million esha ne esande ne egbe wo bi ye na egbe wo ni ne follow ehun ni anukwale eye wo osuyo ejake hostels na fechi mo ema osushpono no su bi ni your university edenche amena se gafomo bi ni your university edenche amena se amefa amenwo na kanyomo no won pa amefa hido woka yuo no kaji ameke neke hostels na eha individuals na men he shikai ni wo osu wo na se ni ame in the name of expansion educational expansion be tafrache ife tomo amaje wose na mengbra woto ima tafra so wokplen na kan ni edon no anukwale ni yo mi ameha wona wole energy no ni wo gbene wo hie do no fe wo batrash ni wo keneke adafi twa ne ha anyi ye yuro adon twa ni omanya branye